Hello, and welcome to Convinced Catholicism, a place for all things Catholic. Today I have a long-awaited review. This is the Holy Bible Revised Standard Version, Catholic Edition, and this is by Oxford University Press. This has been, I guess, some time in the making, not because of the creation of the book or anything, but really because I needed to acquire this book, and this was a very highly requested book. This is not going to be a translation of the, this is not going to be a review of the translation. This is going to be a review of the construction of the book itself and the pages and so on and so forth. So this book is 4 3/4 inches wide, just about 6.5 inches tall, and then just about an inch wide. And I have reviewed a book very, very, very similar to this one already. This is a alternative edition to the Ignatius Press, same thing. It's almost identical. So this is not so much a translation review, but a edition review. So if you have not seen this review, the review of this book already, go ahead and check that out. It's I think a worthwhile comparison. So go check that video out once you're done with this one. So already this is a revised standard version. I just got this book today, so this is kind of new to the both of us, but we can already see that this book is already identical pretty much in layout and construction for the zippered leather version of the Ignatius. Just that the pages are sharp corners rather than rounded, and it has a ribbon, which is really, really nice. And it has these presentation pages, so on and so forth. So the Revised Standard Catholic Edition is going to be very much the same as it is in this pocket edition, but or the zippered edition, I guess you could say. In fact, it even says Oxford University Press. So it seems that basically the main difference is the shell or the cover itself. This pasted down leather zipper case with the miraculous metal, right? So I guess it depends on what you're looking for in a copy of the Bible. If you're looking for something that you can take with you and it's durable, but you can organize things a little bit more, this is the edition for you. If you want something that you can take with you and you're not afraid of it getting beaten up, this is the edition for you. Now, I will say that for my money, I would prefer this version because I feel like it's more convenient to just open it up and just start reading rather than zip it open and zip it closed, and it just looks a little bit nicer on the shelf, nicer on the desk, and it's still very much a book that you can bring anywhere with you. And not to mention, it has the ribbon. You can't really save your pages unless if you have prayer cards in the other version. This already comes with that page saving mechanism already, and if you wanted to save more pages, the prayer cards are there for you. When it comes to the construction of the book, I would say that it's very, very high quality. This is designed that you can have this thrown in a purse or a backpack or a briefcase, or just carried around with you in your hand. The cover is not leather, but it's not meant to be leather. You know, I would say that when it comes to books that imitate leather, they either do a good job or a bad job. Sometimes I wish that they would just come up with leather. But this is not meant to be leather. This is a cloth binding, and a particularly high quality cloth binding at that, right? So if we take a book that is rather similar in look and material, we will see that the Tracts for the Times by John Henry Newman is a cloth binding, but this one is a bit more of a cardboardy imitation cloth rather than an actual cloth, and it's just not as durable, right? I can pretty easily bend the corners, which I'm sure a lot of book nerds who are interested in the preservation and quality of books are screaming right now. But this book, not so much. If I press down, they kind of spring back into place. The pages are nice and glossy, not quite a magazine gloss, but not as matte as other pages are. And I will say that the pages, just right off the bat, don't really stick together like other Bible's pages do. I've owned the Orthodox Study Bible for years, and the pages still stick together. There's going to be a review on that coming up, and I feel that that book gets a lot of praise, a lot of it worthy, a lot of it not worth the praise. Great Bible, but there's a lot of hype that's undeserved. But this book, I would say, is particularly well done. The pages, like I said, a good thickness. It's thin enough that you can fit the entire Catholic Bible in it, but not so thin that there's horrible page bleed. I would say that, I think you can see here that we're getting pretty close. Let's get it to focus. And yes, you can see some pages, some words on the other side of the page, but that's a pretty distinct text. And the king shall do according to his will. He shall exalt himself and magnify himself above every god, and shall speak astonishing things against the God of gods. Right? So that's from the book of Daniel. Very clear. But this book also is not necessarily meant to be, say, a study Bible either. This is very much I would say, an evening prayer Bible. For those of you who have, say, the Book of Common Prayer, or just want to do Lectio Divina, this book is much more, I would say, for that. It doesn't have, say, footnotes. Again, it's not like, say, the Knox Bible or the Orthodox Study Bible, or maybe the other Bible by Ignatius, where this is just, you're just going to be reading through this. You're not going to be, say, knowing what the other, what the theology or the catechism is going to say about this. But there are notes that, say, compare the RSV to the RSV CE. So we can see here that there's a few appendices. There's two, and then kind of, I would call this another appendix, where you have the prayers of the church, the traditional Catholic prayers, right, or devotions. And then we have Appendix 1, which is notes, where we have some explanation, but by no means is this a study Bible. It's much more for convenience, I guess you could say. So I would say that in comparison to the two, it's kind of, you know, what are the reasons to get this? Obviously, it's very much the same size. but I would say that this is much more for a nice morning and evening devotion, nice for those of you who use the Book of Common Prayer or the Divine Worship Daily Office. In fact, this color matches it very well. And then this is much more for I'm traveling. This is much more for I take my Bible everywhere with me. And then again, for my own personal situation, I would say that this book is, or this edition rather, is preferable, where you have the full Bible, good translation, some notes, but not so laden with it. This will last you a very long time. The only thing I'll say is that the cloth binding, the cloth cover is so high quality that I find it slightly, I wouldn't call it slippery because here I am, but it takes a little getting used to for holding the book. But this is one of those books that with time, the cloth will kind of, for lack of a better term, and I know this is a term for, say, leather, but it will kind of patina with time, and you'll get some nice use out of it. So I really recommend it, especially if maybe you're not such a huge fan of the zipper situation, or if you're just in the market for a portable Bible just in general, something that you can take with you to work or take with you to a Bible study. This is a great book for that. And again, as always, links are in the description down below. Thank you very much. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. If you feel so inclined to support the show monetarily on a monthly basis, I have a locals page. And if you enjoyed the video and hope that someone else will enjoy it, please share it with them. Take care, and God bless.